right. Hope everyone's having a blessed day. Let's get a prayer in. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us of our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever and ever. Ashe. Please send your angels to guide us through this reading. What are the messages for the people? Ashe. Okay, so we're going to start off with the kings and queens, a chronicle of history's most interesting monarchs. So let's see. Okay, so I turn to poor fool Henry was taken in again. He was delighted that Jane had proven so virtuous and demure, but Anne Boleyn was not so easy to deceive. She knew exactly what was going on. So someone's trying to deceive someone, but someone knows exactly what's happening. Okay? And then we have a minx at court. Jane heartlessly rubbed Anne's nose in the dirt. So some woman was trying to embarrass or humiliate another woman. Okay? Henry sent Jane a portrait of himself in a locket in front of Anne. She toyed with it. She opened and closed it and cooed over it. Anne was so furious that she tore the locket from Jane's neck several times. She slapped Jane's face when gifts and messages from Henry arrived. Jane made no secret of where they had come from. Now that Henry had found a new love, there was only one hope for Anne: to produce the longed-for son. She became pregnant 3 more times. She lost 2 of the babies, but near the end, 1535, someone could be 68 years old. Someone could be 35 years old. Someone could be 15. She was pregnant again. Henry began to hope, but still carried on with Jane. So there is a married couple that has a third party, and a woman has been had a child to think that this would save their relationship, but her husband still openly carries on with this other woman. Okay, then on the afternoon of 29th of January, the day Queen Catherine was buried, so someone lost their mother. Okay, something happened to push Anne over the edge. She found her rival sitting on the king's knee. Anne flew into such a wild fury that Henry began to fear for the child she was carrying. Torture was used to obtain Smitten's confession. Henry knew perfectly well that Anne was being framed, but he was satisfied. So someone is trying to set another woman up. Okay, a woman is being framed by a couple because they want to get rid of someone. Okay, he tried to calm her down, but she raged on and on. A few hours later, the inevitable happened. Anne miscarried. Okay, when it was examined, her child appeared to be a son. For Anne, it was the end. She had a violent argument with the king. Each of them blamed the other for the miscarriage. Eventually, the king stormed out, vowing Anne would have no more sons by him. So someone's refusing to sleep with someone. Okay? This time Henry did not have divorce in mind, and he knew would plague him for as long as she lived. There was only one answer. Queen Anne Boleyn had to die. So this couple began to see how they could unalive a person. Okay? Anne Boleyn was the fiery, sexy, and ambitious second wife of Henry VIII. Someone named Henry could be significant, or Henri, okay? She got away with treating him with little respect, but fell foul of fate when, instead of the longed for her son, her child born in 1533 turned out to be a girl. Okay? When chose his weapons, he would accuse Anne of witchcraft. Okay, so someone's being wrongfully accused of witchcraft and adultery, and someone is also fabricating that someone's trying to unalive them with witchcraft. Okay, this is just to get rid of a person. Okay, all of these charges carried the death penalty, and so in modern times, so this couple might have gone to many people and lied and said that someone was a witch and was trying to unalive them, and so in return, other people that were gifted in witchcraft have been trying to unalive a person, but it's based on a lie. Henry set his seller, Thomas Cromwell, so someone named Thomas could be significant, to gather the evidence together. So he got someone that configured up a story. Okay, Thomas Cromwell was a highly intuitive man. Gossip and reports from spies formed part of his dossier against Queen Anne. The rest he made up. Okay, so maybe they couldn't really find anything on someone, so they started making up stuff. Henry now learned that Anne supposedly had 4 lovers, 3 courtiers, and a court musician, Mark Smeaton. Cromwell also discovered that Anne had committed incest with her brother, Lord Rochford. As part usual in Tudor times, Tudors was used to obtain Smeaton's confession. The others all denied the charges. Henry knew perfectly well that Anne was being framed, but he was satisfied. He ordered Anne's arrest on the evening of 2nd of May, 1536. She was taken to the Tower of London. So a woman's in isolation because of what someone's done, or a woman could be in jail off of a lie that someone told, in a paroxysm of fear. Okay, she had to be helped out of the barge that took her to the tower. By the time she stepped inside, she was hysterical and sobbing wretchedly. In mid-May, her lovers went on trial. The evidence given was full of holes, and her lovers could prove they were all in different places when the alleged adulteries had taken place. No place for truth. It did not matter. So someone is defending the woman and telling the truth, but it doesn't matter. I'm getting because they did too much to frame someone, and they could get in a lot of trouble, or their reputation could be dismantled because of what they've done to try to make a woman look guilty, okay, or someone look guilty. It doesn't have to be the same sex as this, but this is the energy, okay? All right. It did not matter. Henry could always fall back on the supposed plot to kill him. It was guilt by association, but it did the trick. The 4 lovers were all found guilty. They escaped the penalty for traitors: hanging, drawing, and quartering. Instead, they were beheaded on Tower Hill on 17th of May 1536. Now, the same afternoon, Anne's marriage to Henry was annulled. At her own trial, Anne was calm and dignified. So whatever this woman is, or this man that has been accused, or they're very calm, okay? She denied everything, but it did her no good. She was found guilty and condemned to death. From her apartments at the tower, she watched workmen constructing her scaffold. They worked all night, and by 9 a.m. the next morning, the 18th of May, the scaffold was ready. The queen was executed in the following day. While Anne's trial was going on, Henry was making arrangements to marry Jane. Okay? Their engagement was announced on the same day Anne died. Let's see. So 11, a death with dignity. Okay, so this woman always kept her dignity. Okay, Henry did Anne one last good turn. Instead of being beheaded with an axe like a common criminal, she was given a more dignified execution. Her head was cut off with a sword on May 19th, 1936. A swordsman was waiting as she walked out across the Tower Green and climbed the scaffold steps. He had tactfully hidden his sword underneath straw. With a priest, Anne knelt and prayed. In these last moments of her life, she was calm. She took off her hood and necklace. A blindfold was tied over her eyes. So this woman may not see what's coming, okay? As she prayed again, the executioner swiftly sliced off her head. Her last words had been, "Mother of God, pray for me. Lord Jesus, receive my soul." Thereafter, Anne Boleyn was wiped off the royal map. In the royal palace, her portraits were removed from the walls. Masons, carpenters, and seamstress stripped her initials from sheets and cushions and everywhere else they had been applied. Okay, so yeah, that's the energy. So some setup energy from a couple. Okay, so some setup energy from a couple. Somebody's name could be Anne, somebody's name could be Jane, somebody's name could be Henry. Okay, somebody could be 68 years old, somebody could be 69 years old, somebody could be 15 years old, somebody could be 51 years old, someone could be 53 years old. Okay, let's see what else we have on this energy. Okay, we have goddess, a slave deity. Mod is significant. Let's see. It says slave deity credited with, and it's not Mod, it's King Ju is the slave deity credited with making humanity, and Dagon, the corn god of the Philippines. Somebody could be, Philistines. Somebody could be from Philistine. Yam is the oceanic god, and Mot the god of death and drought. Okay? So somebody might have done witchcraft to cause death, like to make someone like dry out, like dehydrated or something like that. The earth goddess was Nihersang, among others. Itu was the sun god whose biblical name was Shemesh. Nanar, the moon god, is the biblical sin. Okay, Inanna, the Venus god, is also dubbed the star of the morning. Sabella is the Magna Mother, Great Mother Goddess. and was paired with Dionysus, also known as Bacchus, as a divine couple. Okay, the 12 Olympian deities of the Greeks are Zeus, who is also Jupiter, Hera, who is Juno, and Poseidon, who is Neptune. Okay, there is Demeter, who is Ceres, Apollo, Ares, who is Mars, and Hermes, who is Mercury, Hephaestus, who is Vulcan, and Athena, who is also Minerva. Okay, Ephesus, Diana shows up as Artemis, and Aphrodite is Venus. Lastly, there is Dionysus, who is also Bacchus. Over the millennia of earthly existence, these primary manifestations of satanic seduction reappear to entice each generation to pursue eternal damnation. So there's a group of individuals that were persuaded to do something, and this is leading them to eternal damnation. Okay, many of their names are used in modern technology to identify computers and their programs, software, communications, and their servers or services. How and why their names were chosen, as opposed to what exalts the Most High God, is answered in higher education. Prophets should know that higher education in most countries provides extensive study of these deities under the disguise of mythology, education, the humanities, ancient history, or archaeology, ignoring their religious origins and spiritual implications. So they give you a false sense of what these things are. Okay. Meanwhile, equal time is not given to Christianity or the God of the Bible. As such, public education serves as an ongoing proselytizing center of demonic and occult knowledge. Consequently, the mythical stories lodged in the back of the minds of many thinkers hinder their ability to perceive and accept God's truth. So they flood you with this mythology and names of these gods or deities, and make what they can do seem realistic, like make them the norm per se. And they don't talk about God, so it's not as easy to think that God is real or that God has the ability to hold some type of power in the present day. Okay. Instead, they serve to inspire pursuers of higher knowledge to convert to darkness and reject the light of Christ. When the gospel of Jesus Christ is preached, their teachings strongly influence its listeners, convincing them that there is no difference between these age-old deities and their stories, and that the Savior of the world, Jesus Christ. Moreover, when youngsters raised in Christ go to these institutions of higher learning, they are obligated without choice to study mythology and are often thrown into confusion by them. Thus, prophetic wisdom and insight is needed to counter their influence in the unsaved and resettled the souls of the redeemed who are exposed to them. Yeah, see, dying gods. Okay, so people are realizing that they have been, Spirit saying, hoodwinked. They've been hoodwinked, like what they have learned in their institutions, or Spirit says to say within their organizations, is not true. how can I explain this? Like, so God is God all by himself. These entities need something to build on. They cannot create something out of nothing. This is when I pray. I thank God for the angels, the ancestors, the deities, because God allows these deities to be within this plane. So I thank God for the angels, the ancestors, the deities, and all that walks, crawls, flies, and swims, seen and unseen, as well as my extra dimensional family. Okay, because I was taught that God holds the world in the palm of His hand. Yeah. So far we have in the energy that there's a couple and a man that really wants to be with somebody else, so he chose to set a woman up for death, okay, allegedly, and someone has had some type of false teachings, and this energy that is the setup energy came from something else. They came from a base of believing in the Most High God, and they've learned something else or other ways. Maybe they learned these ways in college, I'm not sure. Okay, so let's go to the third book, which is my Bible. Okay, let's see. What else? This is a crazy energy. Okay, so I turn to the book of Ezra. Okay, although the caption to Nehemiah 1:1, the words of Nehemiah, son of Halakah, indicates that Ezra and Nehemiah were originally two separate compositions. They were combined as one very early. So somebody that was together is separated now. Okay, let's see. The oldest manuscripts of the Septuagint, which is the pre-Christian Greek translation of the Old Testament, also treat Ezra and Nehemiah as one book. Okay, Origin is the first writer known to distinguish between the two books, which he called First Ezra and Second Ezra. In translating the Latin Vulgate, Jerome called Nehemiah the second book of Esdras or Ezra. Okay, the English translations by Wycliffe and Coverdale also called Ezra First Idris and Nehemiah Second Idris. The oldest extant Hebrew manuscript is to contain this separation dates from 1448. So there's a lot of people, what I'm getting from what I'm reading, and I'm sorry, I'm probably pronouncing these all wrong. What I'm getting from this is there's a lot of people that are seeing the same thing, and everyone has a different interpretation of this energy. 10:44 on the clock has different interpretations of this energy. Okay, so it's just like a painting, an abstract painting. The artist could have one impression of it, but everybody that walks by could see something different. Okay, literary form and authorship. Okay, as in the closely related books of First and Second Chronicles, one notes the prominence of various lists in Ezra and Nehemiah. These evidently reflect official sources. Included are lists of temple articles. The returned exiles is virtually the same as Nehemiah. The genealogy of Ezra, the heads of the clans, those involved in mixed marriages. So there's a mixed couple, okay, or Spirit says a group of mixed couples, okay? Those who helped rebuild the wall, those who sealed the covenant, residents of Jerusalem and other towns, priests and Levites. Also included Israel are 7 official documents or letters. So there's a group of individuals that have some documents and letters that are significant. Okay, so the accusation of Rahim and others against the Jews, the reply of Artaxerxes, the report from Tatnai, the memorandum of Cyrus's decree, Darius's reply to Tatnai, contemporary non-biblical documents of the Persian period. And with this non-biblical documents, somebody is finding out some documents are fraud. Okay? Somebody is finding out, they don't belong. Somebody might have said they originated from somewhere, but they came from somewhere else. Okay? Certain materials in Israel are first-person extracts from his memoirs. So somebody might have gotten a hold of some original documents of someone's, but the other things that they have are fraudulent, okay? Other sections are written in third person. See, they're written by someone else. Linguistics analytics has shown that the first person and third person extracts resemble each other, making it likely that the same author wrote both. Okay, most scholars conclude that the author of Ezra and Nehemiah was also the author of First and Second Chronicles. So somebody is seeing that someone else is the originator of something. Okay, this viewpoint is based on certain characteristics common to both Chronicles and Ezra and Nehemiah. The verses at the end of Chronicles and at the beginning of Israel are virtually identical. Okay, so they might have found somebody that wrote exactly like somebody or spoke exactly like somebody. Like there's some kind of copycat or forgery that's going to be found out. Okay, both Chronicles and Israel and Nehemiah exhibit a fondness for lists. So two people might have similar talents or similar traits or something like that for the description of religious festivals and for such phrases as heads of families. The head of somebody's family did this, is responsible for this, and the house of God, especially in a church. Striking in these books is the prominence of Levites and temple personnel. Yeah, and there's some higher ups that know that something's not an original, that is fake. Okay, the words for a singer or gatekeeper. So a singer and a gatekeeper could be significant, and temple servants and gate stalkers, I was what I'm gonna call them, are used almost exclusively in Chronicles and Ezra. See introduction to First Chronicles, author, date, and sources. So somebody is checking dates and sources on something, and something's going to be found out. Okay, so let's pull some cards on this, because that's a lot to unpack. So we got a couple that plotted, we got a man that plotted to take out a woman so he could be with another woman, and there's some this person came from a church, but this person worships other than God now. They might have learned this in college, okay? And then, so some documents that these people turned in are being examined at this time. So that's the energy, okay? So we've got a man plotting to take out a woman so they can be with another woman happily. They don't have to be husband and wife, but these people are related in a family. Husband and wife, brother and sister, cousin, something like that. You know, they're related in some way. And so there's a plot to take this woman out. Let's see, and this person learned this stuff in college, and it's other than what they were taught as a child in church. And the documents that these people turned in to do whatever they were doing are being examined, and they're going to be found false. Okay, so let's pull some cards on this. They did it for money. For money. We got Deuteronomy 28:6. It says, "You will be blessed when you come in and blessed when you go out." Okay. We've got only sees the world one way. Somebody only sees the world in one way. Okay. And we've got do not eat or drink poison alert. So someone drank poison, or someone's going to be poisoned. That's significant. Okay, we got moreover the word of the Lord came unto me saying, but somebody's getting downloads. So they didn't eat or drink this poison. Someone gets downloads, so they didn't eat or drink the poison. Okay, so let's go to this tarot deck that I've been shuffling. Clarify, you will be blessed when you come in and blessed when you go out. I saw the hangman, but it didn't fall. Okay? We've got the Empress in reverse. So someone is a false empress, and an empress knows how to embody all the elements in order to manifest. So there's somebody that can't manifest something. They cannot manifest something. And there's a dog and a cat in reverse here. They may sacrifice some animals. Somebody was willing to take a risk or go out on a limb with this Fool card. So they took a risk to do a sacrifice, and they want to keep this secret. They want to keep this secret with the Moon card here, but people are starting to see someone's reflection, that they're not as they seem. Okay? And then we've got the Two of Swords here. Somebody's not going to be able to see something coming, or somebody doesn't have to see something coming. They use their intuition very well. It was supposed to be secret about this person was going to be poisoned, but God gave this person a download to not eat or drink something, or not to participate in something. So they were not able to be poisoned. This person or somebody is trying to sit or save a treasure. Someone's trying to save a treasure with this Four of Pentacles. Somebody's sitting on somebody's treasure, and sitting on this treasure is going to have you locked up, because there's bars here. That's just what I see. And under here, underneath here is the Seven of Wands in reverse, which means you're not protected. So you are not protected. Okay, so let's see what else we can see here. What else about this energy, Heavenly Father? What else about this energy? Spiritual hygiene, cleanse. It's very important to keep your spiritual hygiene up. Okay? It's very important to keep your spiritual hygiene up. So you might be needing to eat clean at this time. What else? Yeah, somebody does not have any protection. Okay? Somebody does not have any protection at all. And there's a lot of water here. Somebody might have gotten flooded, or somebody might have experienced flooding. Yeah, so somebody that everybody thought was the villain is the actual hero, okay? And they want to keep that secret. They don't want you to know. So they're trying to poison this hero, okay? We've got innocence excited. Somebody is not excited to find out that someone is innocent, okay? They are not excited to find out that somebody's innocent, or they don't want you to know that somebody is innocent. So they are trying to poison this person. And poison doesn't have to be actually giving someone poison. Poisoning somebody could be starting rumors to ruin things for them and things like that. It doesn't have to actually be poison, but I'm getting that here because it says, downloads from God. Like somebody is being told, and I laugh at people that try to block people's third eye or intuition because it's God. If a person doesn't have the ability to actually see it through their God-given third eye, don't you think God has other ways? It's God. It has other ways of giving people messages. I'm just saying, like, what else, Spirit? What else, Spirit? Yeah, some crooked authorities that are very angry at a thief. They are very angry at a thief, and they about to come down on the thief. Why are they coming down on this thief? Why are they coming down on this thief? Because there's some kids that's ready to fight. Somebody's child's ready to fight. Somebody's child is ready to fight. Somebody's child is ready to fight. A crooked authority figure's child is ready to fight or wanting to fight or something like that. Clarify, a crooked authority figure's child wants to fight. Yeah, because somebody keeps getting out of something, sneaking away. Yeah, and time is up. Time is up with something. Okay? And we've got attacking nature is mad. Like, nature is helping to defend someone. And this also looks like angry water. So there was some angry water that showed up because time was up. What you mean by that, Spirit? Yeah, some angry ancestors, or it's a queen, right, with a mental illness, and the ancestors are no longer attached to this person. Okay? So they'll no longer be able to do what they have to. Okay, so somebody didn't follow through with something, and there's a queen with mental illness that is losing their mind. They have lost their ancestors. Their ancestors are not attached because there was some kind of unknown protection from somebody, okay, that likes what they see. Okay, so this king will not be rescued. This king will not be rescued or something like that. There's some gang stalkers that are fighting one another. They're fighting one another because something with a car didn't work, and something was done just right. Okay, so I don't know, like, what's going on with this. Let me see. Let me get some more cards, man, because this crazy. This right here. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Clarify. Yeah, somebody is losing. A child is ready to fight because they're losing. A crooked authority figure's child is ready to fight because they're losing. They're not getting some kind of elevation that they were told they were going to get. I heard that glow. They're not feeling that glow. Yeah, we got hot sauce in reverse. like it burns worse coming out. So something's coming in, and they getting some backfire. They feeling some type of backfire. What else? From sex magic they did on somebody. Yeah, they want out of this contract. This child is ready to fight because they want out of a contract. They tried to do some type of energy exchange, and they're turning into a harlequin, like they're kind of crazy, or it was a foolish action, or just they feel foolish for trying to exchange because somebody knows what's going on. Somebody was not kidnapped like they were supposed to be, or something like that. All right. Yep. So, what is the what's the conclusion, Heavenly Father? Let's get another deck for this. What's the conclusion? What is the conclusion? What's the conclusion? Conclusion. Ooh, I don't know why these cards don't want to. What's the conclusion? What's the conclusion? Ooh, okay, I'll take it. That was messy, but I'll take it. Okay, so first card we got is Seven of Pentacles. So seeds have been planted. We got the Six of Wands for victory. In secret, okay, with a new idea, because somebody had a new idea of how to make some money, and it was karmic, so it's justice in reverse. So somebody's not going to be getting justice for this little plot right here, okay? This secret plot for victory. They planted seeds for this victory, but it's going to end up being karma instead of justice, okay? All right, so, yeah, somebody's child, authority figure's child is going to be end up getting karma for this plot to come up on someone's light. All right, y'all have a blessed day. Love y'all. Bye.